the most powerful designer drugs are the digital ones we use daily. And we get high off them. One touch, tap, like, scroll at a time. You know, just like tech creators want us to. Use digital without digital using you. Learn more at sync.ithra.com.
We acknowledge the traditional owners of country throughout Australia and recognise their continuing connection to land, waters and culture. We pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging. Welcome to This Song Is Yours, a music podcast where we chat to a new guest each week, talk about their life and creative endeavours, and talk to them about some of the music they love. Our show works by chatting to our guests about music, but also getting them to make you a playlist of the songs they love. You can find the link to our playlist in the show notes. Welcome to episode 14. I'm your host, Simon Fink. Our guests today are Sydney pop duo Cat and Calmell. After releasing their debut single, Dumb Shit, last year, the girls have returned with the incredible follow-up, Dramatic. In today's show, we talk about how the girls met, boomers being complacent on climate change, and the power of nostalgia in music. Here we go. Our guests today met in an after-school program and have now been writing as a pop duo for the last 2 years. They've come from very different performative backgrounds, but have a shared love of Avril Lavigne. Please welcome to This Song Is Yours, Cat and Calmell.
Hi, that's good, guys.
Hi, ladies. How are we today?
I'm really good. I woke up feeling
fantastic.
That's good. That's good. Congratulations are in order for your second single, Dramatic, which was released last week before.
Woo!
So much.
I have time already.
It's the second single from you guys, and it's already another pop banger. It does have a little bit of a darker subtext, though, from what I understand. Are you guys able to explain to the listeners, I guess, what that is, and also just confirm, is it a little bit of a, pardon my French, fuck you to the boomer generation and their climate policies?
Kat?
Very much so. Yeah, no, that's very much the case. We wrote it with Houski, and we were doing like a really late night session. And whenever we do late night sessions, it just ends up being us talking for hours about whatever's going on. And at the time we were talking about Greta Thunberg and everything she was doing. And then how, for example, like people like Donald Trump and other people in high positions of power reacted to her taking climate change so seriously and calling her a child and telling her to go back to school or like do children things. And we were just really frustrated by that. And I think a lot of people our age and around our age can relate, because it's just like we're the ones that are going to have to deal with the consequences of things like the climate crisis, and it's our generation that are going to be affected the most. And you know, the lyric says like they won't be around when all the shit goes down. So yeah, it's kind of basically what we wrote the song about. But
Definitely fuck you.
A lot more of pop music these days is having more serious discussions and dealing with political issues. They're not so much protest songs, but songs that might have like a more layered meanings or multiple meanings. Do you think it's important that younger acts are still writing, I guess, what essentially is protest music or music that is rebelling against the establishment?
I guess we thought it was important just because a lot of our listeners and our audience and our fans are the younger generation. And I think it can be hard to sort of it's very confronting with all the news and everything. So I guess it's sort of our way of like spreading the word sort of lightheartedly to connect with the audience so they can like get a better understanding without feeling too scared or too nervous about it. I know like as a young person, like I guess I connect with all the stuff that's going around through music and through art. And I think it's a lot more easier to like understand, I guess. I definitely think it's important. And that's what we're trying to do with our music. And that's what we're trying to do with like our narrative through our music videos as well. Yeah. And we hope that like our audience can feel that as well.
Yeah, of course. Definitely. I did want to talk about the music video for Dramatic. It's a great video, but I do want to talk about what the gentleman I'm going to call Thumbface or Dr. Thumbface. Did you guys come up with the treatment for the video, or how did that video come about?
Yeah, we did. We were like right here on this bed of mine.
That is
And
true.
we were just like spitballing all these different ideas, and we were voice recording and being like, okay, so it starts with me. I'm on the bed.
Like, let's get this video together. And then I just couldn't write fast enough, like, because we were just throwing ideas, and she was like, voice record, voice record. So we're like, okay, so this is going to be this guy, and we're going to be there, and then you're going to die. I'm going to drag you through this. And it's like, it was so chaotic, but we ended up getting there.
Yeah, all of our videos come together. But Thumbface was actually, I feel so bad for the guy, because like, he was actually so sweet, and I'm like, I'm so sorry that your face is going to be erased out of the music, but it has to be done. But I don't want to like explain too much of like what's happening in the Cat and Calmell universe and like what we want the music video to be. We want like everyone to take away from it whatever they see in it. But I think the Thumbface guy for us, I love that he's called Thumbface now. That's awesome.
I know.
I think it was more just like alluding to the fact that a lot of the time, people who make the big decisions or like the things that influence our world and have the most impact is almost like this faceless entity. Like there's not one person you can pinpoint for like, you cause this, you cause that. A lot of time it's like big corporations and things like that who don't necessarily have a person or a face to them. And it's just kind of like this ominous being that's like causing all these different things in the world, and we don't even know who to point at or who to blame type thing. Yeah.
With, I guess you just said that you came up with the song and then you were already kind of writing the treatment for that. Do you guys find that as a creative process, you're across everything from the get-go, like the song, the video, the artwork, it all kind of comes as one?
Honestly, like me and Kat Kat and I get really ahead of ourselves. She always pulls me up on that.
There was a little point that
I have to make that clear. Anyway, as soon as we sort of get an idea of the song or we finish the song at that session, we're already planning outfits, planning concepts. We just get really excited. But I guess that helps sort of motivate us to finish the song and get it out, because like we love all our songs, and we want them to be ready and we want them to be great when they come out. But yeah, this came to us sort of quickly, but we just had so many ideas where it was just a bit overwhelming. So we had to sit down with the director, Louis Brand, and just sort of throw around ideas and make it a strong narrative so it was clear to the audience as well, not just too much like, oh, and this is going to be a metaphor for this. Like we still want it to be clear for the viewers and for them to understand and interpret it however they want. So I would say like, every single time we write a song, we're like, okay, this is going to be the music video, and then you're going to die here, and I'm going to die here. It's like, it's really fun. It feels like we're creating a movie, and that's always been our process, and I think that's how we're going to keep doing our art, because that's just what works for us.
I think that's good. I think it's both a combination of creative control, but also you get to, I guess, live out or do some of the crazy things that you get to imagine, which is awesome as well.
Yeah, we had a really great team that like understood our vision and really supported it. And like Louis gave some great ideas as well. And it couldn't have gone any better. Like it went really well.
Yeah, I really enjoy screaming and just being super dramatic. There were times when like Thumbface, he was also in different scenes and also other doctors. And there was a part where I was supposed to scream, and like the guy who was supposed to like do this to me when I started screaming would flinch every time because I would catch him so off guard when I started screaming. The first time we did it, he was like, and then Louis like, dude, you can't do that. You just gotta, she's gonna scream. Just like, don't flinch.
That's the best thing I've ever met in my life. Like it was believable because this was a thing. It was wild. Like, she would literally everyone on the set, like she'd scream and everyone's just like just flinch. I'm like, guys, let's be professional here.
That's good. Keeping everyone on their toes, making sure they're doing what they're meant to be doing. It's good. The song itself is like a mix of, there's a little bit of like indie guitar almost, and then some like the beats behind it. When you guys are writing music, I guess what comes first? Is it the lyrical content, or is it more of just like a melody idea?
I think go girl.
I think when we write, most of the time we really like to like just chat with our producers and just like talk with them, because we feel like having like more of an established relationship and being comfortable with each other makes it easier to write. So a lot of the times we'll just talk about what's going on in our lives, what's going on in the world type thing. And then we'll be like, okay, I think, this is kind of what we want to write about today, or like this kind of a vibe. Sometimes Camille and I are really on like a pop punk kind of energy, and the other times are like, I want to be sad. So it just depends how we're really feeling that day. And we'll talk to the producer about it. Camille and I will decide on like a lyrical direction, and then we'll give the producer some references in terms of like how we want it to be musically. And then we kind of just like have like a bass, sort of, either it's a guitar or a piano or a beat type thing. And then we'll just write over the top of that, and then come together and then just build. It kind of happens almost simultaneously, but yeah, it's just feeding off of each other and the producer as well. Yeah,
of course. When researching the band, but also very evident in our conversation so far today, you guys are quite in sync with one another. The band has only been around for 2 years, is that correct?
Correct. Yes.
Cool, but you've known each other for a lot longer than that. I'd like to go back to when you first met and
great story, man. It's a great story.
You met at a performing arts school or an after-school program. Is that right?
Yes.
Was it friendship at first sight, or did it? Did it take a bit of time, a bit of sizing each other up?
It's so. Every time we talk about it, like,
it took some time.
We have very different views of our initial friendship. I met her and she had this American accent, and it was so crazy, and she looked so cool, and she had long hair and great eyebrows, and I was so infatuated by her. I was like, this is crazy. She's stunning, right? But back then I was really annoying, and my friendliness came across as bitchiness. So I was so in love with Kat, and she was just like, who the hell is this bitch? But we went to LA. I think it was a year after we met. We did a few classes getting ready for LA. We were pretty tight, but it wasn't really anything. We went to LA, and then I hate telling this story because it sounds so gross, but we were in the bathroom together in this huge house, and I was TMI, I was pooping, and she was sitting on the floor of the bathroom, and we were just cracking up so hard over nothing to the point of tears. And I was like, you know what, this girl's something else. I like this girl. So
we literally both had an asthma attack, and we were just like, you know what? Asthma sisters, bathroom sisters. I actually like this girl now.
And then we started doing YouTube videos together. It was just so stupid. We didn't really think anything of it. And then it was 2 years ago where we wrote Dumb Shit. We didn't really think anything of it. We weren't expecting to, sign to a label or do all of this stuff. We wrote Dumb Shit. We were like, I think this could actually be something, because we've always done music together, but we've never actually written a song together. Or at least completed a song together. So I think that was the moment that switched up everything for us. And we were like, okay, I think we should actually give this a go. And then we did lots of writing that year, lots of singles coming out soon of what we wrote in that time as well. And then after that, we've just been writing together, creating these stories and trying to make our music and our videos come to life, and I don't know. Everything's so much easier when you're making stuff with your best friend. So this experience has just been so, love you, girl. So easy and so nice. I think us both growing up, it just seemed like would be such a scary experience. But I think doing it with your best friend, it's just made everything so fun. So everything's been great.
That's very cool. I feel like nothing solidifies a friendship like a shared bathroom experience, asthma attack, something like that. Yeah,
100%.
You both,
something like that.
Yeah, something like that. You both had very different musical backgrounds before you met up, to my understanding. Calmell, you had a history in musical theatre, is that right?
Yes, I did do musical theatre and all that jazz, literally. I started off dancing before I started singing, so I've been dancing since I was 3. So I've always been super just dramatic and theatrical. So my mom put me in dancing, musical theatre, all of this stuff. Definitely supported my character development in my in my adult years. But after I like started maturing, I was like, this isn't really what I want to do. But I mean, it's helped with my writing and my musical ability, I guess. But yeah, it was so random, such a weird time.
I was just going to ask, have you found that anything has been able to like be transferred across, like any skills that you've kind of gone that can help in terms of being like in a pop duo or a pop star?
I guess it's helped with my people skills a little bit, and like I'm not as shy like when it comes to, well, I am shy, but like I guess when it comes to like performing and stuff, I'm very confident, and like I've been performing since I was like a little kid, so it's nothing so like crazy to me. But Kat and I have yet to perform together, so this is going to be completely different because I'm so used to doing cartwheels all over the stage. Like this is going to be so different. I mean, I still could do that, but
yeah, spice it up.
Hey, spice it up.
Yeah.
Kat, you yourself had a different background to Calmell as well. You were performing, to my understanding, and please correct me if I'm wrong, you were performing in China up until you were a teenager, and then still performing there intermittently while still living in Australia. What was that experience like compared to, I guess, to Calmell's?
It was pretty crazy, and I wasn't like, I've always loved the attention, and I loved just like lip syncing songs, just like pestering my family and just getting all the attention I can, and I really enjoyed that. But I never thought that it could be a genuine career option for me. And I got into doing TV shows in China by accident because I did like a modeling competition that I was too old for, that I was going with my sister, and I was helping her sign up. And the lady was like, "Why don't you do it as well?" And I'm like, "I'm over the age." And she's like, "We'll lie about it." And I was like, "Cool." Did that. And then the talent section, I just played the guitar and sang Kelly Clarkson, Because of You. Classic. Classic. And there was a director in the crowd for like a Chinese TV show, and she ended up contacting my mom and being like, "Hey, does she want to do this?" And I was like, "Oh my God, okay." And it was a traumatizing experience. I like got out the first round and like bawled my eyes out for half an hour afterwards. And I was like, "That was terrible. I want to do it again." And that's kind of how it started. And just from that, I got all these different opportunities in China, and I was doing TV shows and performing, and it was really cool. And then I moved back to Australia, and I was doing high school, so I couldn't fully commit to like being in China for long periods of time, but I would fly back and forth. And yeah, I was just doing that. And at the after school program, met Calmell, and all this stuff kind of just happened. And yeah, I've always been really lucky because it's what I wanted to do, but I feel like I never was like, gosh, where can I find an opportunity? And I've always just been really blessed in that sense when I just like stumbled into all the stuff that I'm doing now. And yeah, it's been awesome. That's
that's very cool. The band does have quite a mixed bag of influences. Who out of the two of you, who usually brings new music into the fold or into the group?
I guess it's,
I would say
because usually like when we are driving to sessions or meetings, like we always like, well, we don't fight over the aux. Cat mainly gets the aux, but we share like our music taste, and then when we're on the way to our session, we show each other like what we've been into recently. So I think we've like used that to like share our input in our sessions. I don't think it's been only one of us. I think like we bring different tastes. Like I guess mine would be more like lo-fi indie influences. Cat's would be more like punk. Emo. I guess that's like our different tastes. Like I'm more like 2000s, I guess, and Kat's is just so like dark and sexy and emo.
On Tumblr in like 2013, 14.
But yeah, like Kat and I work really well together, and like we never seem to butt heads like in sessions. Like we're just constantly on the same page. So it's so lit.
Even if we listen to different kinds of music, like we show each other stuff, we both really like whatever we're showing each other. And I'm like, that's dope. And I'll like save it to my playlist. And then I'll hear Calmell play songs that I played. And I'm just like, yeah.
Is there anything or any song that has at any point divided you guys in terms of no, I would not listen to?
Kat?
Did you know 1 in 2 women wear the wrong foundation? Matching foundation is hard, but Il Maquillage makes it easy. Take the Power Match quiz to find a better match in seconds, customized for your unique skin tone, undertone, and coverage needs. With 600,000 five-star reviews, this best-selling foundation is going viral for a reason. Available in 50 shades of weightless natural coverage. And with Try Before You Buy, you can try your full size at home for 14 days. Just pay shipping. Take the quiz at ilmaquillage.com/quiz. That's ILMAKIAGE.com/quiz.
This season, Instacart has your back to school. As in, they've got your back to school lunch favorites like snack packs and fresh fruit. And they've got your back to school supplies like backpacks, binders, and pencils. And they've got your back when your kid casually tells you they have a huge school project due tomorrow. Let's face it, we were all that kid. So first, call your parents to say I'm sorry, and then download the Instacart app to get delivery in as fast as 30 minutes all school year long. Get a $0 delivery fee with your first 3 orders while supplies last. Minimum $10 an order. Additional terms apply.
No.
I feel like I don't think there's one song where I was like, I hate that, turn that off. But sometimes Calmell listens to like really intense music and she gets really into it, especially if she's driving, like Hooligan Hefts. She will put that on and just like go absolutely hard. And I'm just sitting in the car
The last song that happened, you know that song, Hey Baby? It was like, hey, baby. Ooh, I was screaming that in the car. We were on the motorway and Kat was like, Calmell, turn this off. I'm like, no. I guess it's those songs where my eclectic taste can get in the way. But in terms of like writing music and like our influences with that, we're always on the same page. But I think our different tastes in terms of just purely, strictly just listening to, I think we can.
It works. It gels.
Yeah.
You guys, I know you mentioned doing a live gig before. Obviously with COVID, a little bit difficult. But you guys did release the bedroom sessions at the end of last year, start of this year, which were fantastic. It's always, as a very quick side note, it's always really cool to see like pop acts play their own instruments as well during those. So it was very impressive, you guys playing bass, singing, guitar, everything.
Thank you so much.
And the monkey as well, I think.
Yeah.
Are you guys looking forward to putting together a bit of a live show for when you can get out there and do it?
Oh my God, don't even get me started. Like, we've talked about it since like we started writing music together, but it's just a little bit unfortunate that like as soon as we start making music, like this whole thing happened, then we release music, and usually by this time like we want to like start meeting like our fans and our listeners and start to like network with them and like be able to perform live. But I guess that's what the bedroom session was all about. Like, we've never really done anything like that, especially something so raw. Like, I think Pat and I both are like perfectionists, so we want everything to be perfect. So I guess like us releasing that was like really strange. And especially for me, like I only just started picking up the bass. So I just wanted to, I don't know, put myself out there and like just try something new. But I think us doing that bedroom session really like pushed us towards like perfecting our live sets and like pulling together like a band that we can work with and that would like still look cool, you know? But we're so excited, and hopefully by the middle or end of next year we can start performing, but we're so excited. We really want to do it.
It looked like you guys were having fun in that, which I think is also very handy as well. With a tour usually comes some form of release, and I know you said you guys have continued to write since Dumb Shit. Can we expect an EP or an album some point this year?
Yes, sir. We definitely putting out an EP, and this year we don't know the exact dates yet. But yeah, we've had it ready for so long. Actually, we've had like all the songs mixed and mastered for like well over 6 months, probably longer. But it's just really awesome that we've got it ready, and we've also just been writing new stuff, and we can't wait to like put out the next single and then like the EP and then have new stuff that we've been working on come out as well. But there certainly is an EP you can look forward to.
Yes.
Awesome. That's fantastic. You guys have already garnered some international acclaim, which is great for such a fresh band. You've been played already on BBC One, and your management is the same as Diplo's in the US. what's the experience like in only having 2 singles out, but already kicking goals in both Australia and overseas?
It's so surreal.
It's like it's really cool, but it's also like I feel it's almost like I don't believe that it's happening because like especially with our management as well, we love them and we like text them, Zoom them all the time, but we haven't even met them in person yet because of COVID. So it's like almost like this fictitious thing that exists and we don't even like because we just never met them in real life. But yeah, it's just been really cool. And even just seeing like on Spotify, you know, the artist things, you can see like which regions your music is played in, your top countries. And I'm just like seeing countries that I didn't even think would care. Like Dumb Shit has like a French audience. Like a lot of French people listen to it. And I'm like, why? I love that, but why? And it's just, it's really cool. Especially in a time like this when we're feeling really isolated and we can't tour or travel or leave the country, to see that like our music at least is still getting out there. Yeah. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, of course. I think, who was it? Mark from your label shared the other day, I think Dumb Shit was like the most played song in Bulgaria or where was it? In a really like...
it was actually Dramatic.
Oh, sorry.
I don't remember. Yeah, and they posted it and they tagged me and I was like, I can't read what that says. And so I like read it from my phone, like, someone please translate. And then Mark was like, this is the most played song on the like CMFN, like one of their radio stations. And I was like, that's so awesome.
That's
like
very cool.
Can't wait to go there.
Ladies, are you happy to talk about the playlist that you sent through?
Yes.
One thing I wanted to talk about before we got to the picks themselves, was the art of a playlist. Now, as you mentioned earlier, you both have YouTube channels, and there is a healthy following on both of them where you guys have made playlist videos. I think some have got over 100,000 views. For yourselves, what does make a good playlist?
I feel like I'm actually not good at making playlists because I don't have like a theme or like, oh, this is a playlist for when I'm driving at 3 a.m. or this is a playlist for overthrowing the government or this is a playlist. Like, it's just like random stuff that I like at the time and I put together. I think, I don't know, what makes
I have too many playlists. And they're so specific.
Yeah.
Like so specific. And I just get lost in them, but I've got so many. I will never share with them because they're like, I doubt like anyone will just like relate to some of them. Like they're just so weird. But it's like I can't just have one playlist because it's like I do have one specifically for like a driving sad one. I've got one to like shower in, dance in.
She has a Twilight playlist that you can't put on or it will absolutely devastate her.
I've only played the Twilight playlist twice in my life and both were very... very awful experiences. They only say for very special occasions. Very special.
I was going to say, why do you have that if it's so affecting? But fair enough.
I need it ready for the right moment. Like, I had it for 2 different occasions. One for something really sad, and I was just crying in the car listening to it. I was just blasting it, and then. Anyway, and then the second time was like for something so beautiful, right? Something so beautiful and emotional, and I was like dancing and crying, and it was amazing. So I'm like, I guess it's quite versatile, but I wouldn't wish that upon anyone that listens to that playlist. Especially if you want Twilight. It can be devastating.
Very fair. Look, we won't push that then. We'll let that very powerful playlist be. There's quite a bit of nostalgia in the playlist that you guys sent through. There's some Avril Lavigne, some Nikki Webster, a bit of Fergie. You guys would have only been quite young when these songs come out. What do these songs mean to you now? Like, how did you come across them and fall in love with them?
Well, for me, like the playlist I sent, I bet was so random. I think the first half was genuinely like my childhood or like when I first started with music. Like I put Michael Jackson there. That was one of the first songs I sung when I was a kid. And these songs are like this, they are so nostalgic to me, but like they make me feel so weird when I listen to them because I'd always sing them in competitions, but I'd never win a competition. Like I'd always lose with these songs. So I sort of have a love-hate relationship with them because it takes me back to my childhood, but I'm like, oh, not a good memory. But I do have like some Fergie in there, Nikki Webster. They're all just like nostalgic, and then all the latest songs are all these like punk rock songs that I listen to now, and it's just very, very different. But I have like all of those songs are in different playlists from when I want to feel like a 6-year-old again and when I want to feel like a bad bitch. Like they're all still very relevant to me.
No, that's very fair. I can appreciate that. There's a bit of indie as well on here with Vampire Weekend in 1975. Possibly later down the road, maybe third or fourth record. Can you guys see yourselves doing a little bit more of a guitar-driven record or project?
Definitely.
Very much so. I think
we've been writing recently is what we're trying to, just because all of our songs that we've written are very different from each other. And I think that's something that like is also very important to us. We don't want to be labeled with any sort of genre or any sort of like particular style with music. So we have a lot of like pop tracks coming out soon, and then I think later down the track we've got some cool like pop punk nostalgic 2000s like teen angst type songs, which we're really excited about. And all the songs we're releasing, we absolutely love them, and I guess when we wrote them was like in a specific time in our lives and career, so there's all of them are so like important to us and show like our growth and what we're feeling at the time, and that's like super important to us.
Yeah, of course. There's one song I want to single out. It's been quite a popular song choice on this podcast, and a few other acts have picked it. And I think, I don't want to single anyone out, but I think I know who might have picked this song. Cat.
Yeah.
What is it about Phoebe Bridgers' I Know the End that you love?
I knew you would put Phoebe Bridgers on your plate when I started. I was like, mm-hmm.
There is something like, I think I started listening to Phoebe Bridgers in 2018, and I was just like, and at that time I hadn't really been listening to much indie music or like more indie folky, like just like chill music. I was still very much into like R&B and pop and like that sort of stuff. And then I started listening to Phoebe Bridgers, and I was just like, I think it was her lyricism that really drew me in initially, because I was just like, this is like so simple but so genius. And I'm the kind of person that whenever I hear a song, I listen immediately to the lyrics because I just like stories and I like listening to what someone else has to say. And yeah, I just started listening to her. And then when Punisher came out and I heard I Know the End, I was like,
when she showed me that song for the first time, I was so devastated.
I was like, we were driving on the M8 in Sydney, the new M8, and it's got like rainbow lights, and it was like nighttime, and I was like, this is the perfect moment. I was like, I need to show you something. I put on I Know the End, blast it, have the windows down, and then Camille's just like, goosebumps. Like, it's just such a cinematic song, but it's one of those songs that usually when I love a song, I will play it to death. With this song, I was like, I'm not going to listen to this. Very much like Camille's Twilight playlist. I'm like, I will not listen to this unless I'm like specifically very much in the mood and moment for it, because it's so special to me. Also, side note, Phoebe Bridgers followed me on TikTok.
Sick. That's awesome.
That's kind of biggest.
No, this is like, I will never top that. That's my peak. I also just like don't know why she did, because all I post on TikTok are like thirst traps and dance videos. Like, it's very much nothing. It's like no content whatsoever. And I'm like, this must have been a slip up and it must have been a mistake, but I will take it.
No, and run with it. That's actually, that's awesome. It's like pack up shop, just kind of.
I know, I'm done.
Yeah.
The highlight of my career. So.
Is there any other songs you guys would like to talk about or highlight on the playlist? Possibly the two Avril songs.
I don't know. I feel like I wanted to put so many Avril Lavigne songs on there because Avril Lavigne is like my childhood. Like, she was probably the first CD that I owned. It was an Avril Lavigne CD, and I put When You're Gone because I think that was like the first time me as like an 8-year-old or something, maybe 10. I don't know how old I was, very young. And I saw When You're Gone, listened to When You're Gone and watched the music video. And that was my first time experiencing like heartbreak, like genuine heartbreak. I would bawl watching that music video and listening to that song. I had never been in love, right? But I was like, this is so upsetting. I just, and I'm like crying. 8-year-old, but it was just like, I don't know, quite a formative moment in my musical journey. So, yeah. I haven't listened to that song in a long time and I don't plan on it.
That's very fair. I think both of you picked an Avril song. There's a bit of Avril love on this playlist, so that's good. Nothing wrong with that. Cat and Calmell, thank you very much for being on the podcast today. We do appreciate your time, and yes, obviously wish you all the best with Dramatic and the EP later this year.
Thank you for having us. Really appreciate it.
This is great.
Thank you, guys. Cheers.
Thank you.
Bye.
And that's our show. Thank you again to Cat and Calmell. Their singles Dramatic and Dumb Shit are out now. Hopefully, we'll see an EP out later this year. We've included a link to the bedroom sessions on YouTube, along with their Spotify, in the show notes. We also want to give a quick shout out to Kaylie from Bossy Music for helping out with today's interview. You can find a link to our Spotify playlist in the show notes, where you'll be able to listen to all of Cat and Calmell's picks. If you like this show, please subscribe wherever you get your pods and stay up to date when new episodes are released. We release new shows each Thursday morning, with guest playlists streaming on Spotify at the same time. You can follow the playlist profile on Spotify, and you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Until next week, cheers.